Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Midweek War! We're here at Talk 205 Live. Hi, I'm Mad Mike. How are you today? You can't answer. This is a podcast. With me, as advertised, is the one and only Sorgatron. How are you, sir?
I am ready for the flippiest of all podcasts. It is 205 Live, the Midweek War, and I am here in Mayhem Studios in Pittsburgh, PA, ready to podcast with you, Mad Mike.
Wait, do we have to do flips?
I hope not.
No one told me we had to do flips.
Well, that was in the podcast contract that we sent over you. Remember Missy flipped that, and
I completely didn't read those things.
Well, who does?
I never read those things. Or you could have asked for my firstborn. I don't know.
We'll get that to that later. Anyways,
live stream the first birth. Sorg, what is your word for 205 Live this week?
Can it be a compound word? It can be. All right, no. All right, soap.
Okay. Oh, I gotcha. I know where you're going with that. I know where you're going. My word this week is grounded. Ha! I love it. All right, Sorg. What was your good for 205 Live this week, which is a really fun show?
My good is Evil TJ. I like Evil TJ, bad guy, former superhero team up with him in the Neville level.
Teddy Joystick.
That's a great name.
That's what Aries called him.
I missed that. I got to admit, like I don't know why. Both times I sat down for wrestling this week, for 205 and NXT, like I was kind of half there. I'll be completely honest. So there might be some big stuff I missed in my head, right? That's Teddy Joystick, I would have fucking popped the Teddy Joystick though.
Yeah, that's because you weren't making Legos like me, Sorg.
No, that's
I did the Finn Balor method of watching wrestling.
So tell me about so you unknowingly started doing Legos and just realized how much that helps your absorption of awesomeness that is wrestling shows.
Yes. However, I wish I had saved some for tonight.
So you're gonna have like this Lego addiction. Like I gotta go buy a Lego set so I can pull
Watch
up
Impact.
that VHS of SummerSlam
SummerSlam 95.
1995.
Well, for me it would be SummerSlam 1989. But yeah, sure. I'm because I can say it's very therapeutic. Legos are very therapeutic, Sorg.
Of course.
Yes. All right, but anyway, my good this week. Gotta go Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak coming out with a placard declaring 205 Live to be a no-fly zone. Hilarious. They're finally moving forward with some of these storylines, it seems.
Well, yeah, they're doing something. There's interesting, I guess, character development, you can call it. Yeah, they're having a lot of fun with it. And I'm liking what they're doing with it. Yeah,
especially since it looks like we got sort of a weird end for the Alicia Fox, Noam Dar, Rich Swann stuff. I'm not sure if it's an end, but it kind of seems like an end.
I mean, it gives a reason for Noam to kind of want to attack and feud with Rich Swann further if we need to do that. But yeah, again, we've talked about this. Kind of been a diversionary thing with how there's been injuries and everything. So at least you could tie up the strings. And you, Mike, as an I feel an over concentration on the details and storytelling in the world of professional wrestling. This should have fit really nicely for you in your head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sorg, someone has to be. Someone has to be.
It's not me.
But yeah, no, I dug that. Because in the back of my head, and I don't know if I've said it on this show, but Rich Swann going after Alicia Fox, I'm like, wasn't he really good friends with Cedric? Why is he doing this? But now it makes sense. And I don't know if it makes Swann a face, because he's kind of a dick for doing that. But
But he was defending. Well, as it says on the WWE.com recap results, it says for the segment, Rich Swann defends the honor of Cedric Alexander.
Hey, if this turns into Rich Swann actually being in love with Cedric Alexander, I'm on board. I'm on board.
Come on, they're just dudes doing dude things, right?
Hey, you never know. There have been rumors about a lot of people during the midweek, like Peyton Royce and Billy Kay. You don't know what's going on with them.
No idea.
You don't know. They're very close. They're very close people, Sorg. But yeah, all right. So Sorg, what was your bad this week? Because not every show can be perfect. We know this.
My bad was the drama, because I was just like, oh man, this is taking forever. You know what my bad on top of that, my kind of bad 0.5 is the empty row of seats behind the wrestling most of the time, which is funny because we were just talking about on the Wrestling Mayhem show with Joe Dombrowski, our guest this week, and about how, well, it doesn't seem like people are into it because it's after SmackDown, and how do you do that? How do you keep people interested and around? And really, I'm like, what? I think the crowd's been into it. What? Everybody kind of stuck around. It felt like in Pittsburgh, and then I see all the empty seats on this week's episode. I'm like, wait a minute. What the hell? All
right. My bad this week is, I don't know. It was tough to come up with a bad. I guess that Tony Nese attacked Brian Kendrick.
Okay.
I understand it. I understand why it happened. I just don't know if it was necessary.
Well, I like this world where you're not friends with somebody just because, he's also labeled a bad guy. So, I mean, remember,
yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, because what was the context between him attacking me? Or him?
Because Kendrick was trying to distract Tozawa, and it cost Nese to lose the match.
That makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. You could have kind of a mini heel feud, or maybe Nese goes good guy.
No, I don't think Tony Nese is going to go good.
No, probably not. But I mean, a likable bad guy.
I don't know. It kind of made Tony Nese look a little dumb. Like he couldn't get the win despite having help from Kendrick.
Right.
I think that's my overall bad about it. Like, because him attacking Kendrick actually makes sense now that I really think about it. But him losing after getting help from Kendrick kind of makes him look a little worse.
Okay, I can get that.
Yeah. All right. But Sorg, if you could change anything about 205 Live this week, what would it be?
My change for this week. Nothing about the stuff around the wrestling. Again, I just kind of go back to that drama thing. But I'll take a side because we were talking about Drew Gulak. Or no, actually, I was talking with Aaron earlier this evening about Drew Gulak. I'm sorry, Larry. Forgot his show name. And it's like, what are they doing with him, right? And it's like, well, and I don't know if he's hurt or not or anything like that, but I kind of wish he was wrestling and not just going out and causing mischief in his way with his no flip sign and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I think that's coming.
Oh, of course. I mean,
I think that's coming. I think it's kind of like he's kind of like the right to censor.
We're building to it, but I just don't want this to be like an 8-week Darren Young build that goes nowhere.
I don't think that's going to be the case. You know who I would like to see? Like if we ever do intermingle the main roster, I'd love to see him squad up with the Revival.
That'd be great. Geez, he'd be so great. He's like, no flips. Yeah, I'm in that club too. I love it. No, yeah, definitely.
And Dash, Dawson, and Drew.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's like, then they could be like a 3-person faction, like the New Day.
Yeah, I would really dig that. I would really, really dig that. No flips, and they could call themselves like No Flips, Just Fists.
Yeah, no. Flips,
that could be their faction name. That could be their faction name.
No Flips, Just Fists. FJ and NFJF. NFJF.
NFJF, yeah.
Is that too weird? Hashtag NFJF?
A little too weird.
Okay.
A little too weird, but I mean, they could still go by the Revival too. I mean, it makes sense. It fits in the theme. But yeah, I want Drew Gulak to bring this over to the main roster and have just Scott Dawson be like, I like the cut of your jib, like just something like that. But all right, my change this week. I If you're going to make Arya Davari a really rich, wealthy guy, you got to go full hog. You got to go full hog. Like, he's got to drive that car out to the arena. I know you probably don't want to do that like that late in the show, but if he's going to show up to the arena in a fancy car, he's got to drive that shit out to the ring.
Alberto Del Rio style, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think it's. I mean, we're trying to dress him up and make sure people don't think the two Middle Eastern guys are the same guy. I think that's why
they are kind of stealing from Lucha Underground.
One is sort of dressing like a Power Ranger, so that does his part. But no, it's which is actually kind of funny because Mustafa Ali used to do Davari's gimmick.
Yeah.
Like the very
and now Arya Davari is doing Sean Davari's Lucha Underground.
I'm wearing the Super Indy 9 t-shirt here, and I was looking at the list of people on the back of it, and I saw 4 or 5 people that are in WWE, most of them in 205 Live now. And I remember it was Prince Mustafa Ali, and he did the whole kind of more standard, I'm an Indian guy, screw you for hating me because I'm an Indian guy, or what, whatever Middle Eastern or whatever he's claiming to be. And I'm glad to see he's not that, but they do have somebody in that role. Actually, maybe they have another one with Jinder, but maybe extra people with the Bollywood boys. Anyways, but
that's another faction that should happen.
It
can't because they're on SmackDown, but still.
Right, absolutely. But let's not again when. Do we have to do the thing where everybody of a certain ethnicity has to be in a faction together, kind of thing? I'm
not saying we have to. I'm saying that's what they're probably.
It just feels like the easy thing, right? Yeah. But side note, I'm half coining hashtag no flips just grapples when I'm hitting up Drew Gulak about this revival idea. So tweet. Anyways,
excellent. Yeah, but I think did we pretty much cover everything on 205 Live?
I mean, it's a quick hour, and there's a lot of great stuff. Like I said, Neville and TJ I thought was fun. Seeing Davari and Mustafa out there, I think they're making a lot out of Mustafa
I
right
actually
now.
Think if I can do another change, Perkins should have won that match. He should have beaten Aries.
Yeah, did he last week?
No. Perkins wrestled Gallagher last week.
Right, but I don't think that hurts him for being the guy who's like, I'm not getting a chance, I'm not getting a chance. You know what bothered me? Because they were looking at didn't get a chance, not getting the opportunities Austin Aries is, but I'm realizing all the opportunities Austin Aries gets, it's not like TJ didn't have an opportunity, which kind of plays into him being the asshole in the situation. Like, he was in the scrambles for the number 1 contendership. He had title shots against champions over the last several months, right? And it was so. I think it works with his character and everything like that. So I think he doesn't have to win for this, especially since we're kind of looking forward to a. It depends on what the goal is, right? If we want him to be a contender, or Aries gets it and now he's fighting with TJ or something, then yeah, you do that to be like, hey, I got your number a couple of times. But right now, that's not the story we're telling with him, I think. But that could be the story down the line, and you don't know. Maybe they have yet another match or a 3-way or something next week, or a tag match, and maybe in the tag match he gets a pin on Aries, over some Dashley thing. I mean, that's playing the long game. I'm trying to play in your ballpark here, Mad Mike. And kind of seeing where the trees can go, and I don't mind either of them.
I just hope this also means that Cedric Alexander is close to coming back.
Oh, absolutely. Me too.
The fact that his name's being dropped, I hope this means he's close to coming back.
I think there's a lot of stock in him. I think they're going to, I mean, he has a lot of stuff after CWC. Now he has another comeback story for coming back from injury that you can tack onto that.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So Sorg, out of the 2 shows you watched this week, where would you rank 205 Live.
I'm going to go 205 number one. I know it's a steel cage in the other one, but it just something about it didn't capture my attention a lot. So 205 Live over. I think both shows I would put under last week's shows.
Yeah, definitely. Well, not. It was a good week. It was not a strong week.
Yeah, no. It's not like they're bad or anything like that. Like NXT has had worst episodes leading up to worst episodes leading up to WrestleMania than they did right now. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think I'm gonna go 205 number one this week too.
Okay.
It's not by much, but I really like the soap opera stuff. I'm a big fan. It's a lot of storytelling. It's good storytelling too, which is unusual for things of this nature having to do with like relationship dramas and stuff like that. Like WWE usually drops the ball on this stuff, and this one it's actually pretty consistent. And there's no like Alicia Fox jumping over a shark moment. Not yet. We haven't gotten there.
There's no Alicia Fox jumping over a shark boy.
God, now I just want that. But Stone Cold Shark Boy probably doesn't make the 205 Live limit because he eats too many donuts. Anyway, all right. So, Sorg, where can the good people find you on the internet?
You can find me at sorgatronmedia.com. If you check it out, probably within the next 24 hours, there's going to be a very big announcement for a new onboarded podcast partner. As part of that, it's going to be big news for that, including some really interesting things actually for the Wrestling Mayhem show later on down the line that we're not going to talk about yet. But your imagination will run wild at the possibilities.
What? This is actually my shocked face because I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think I actually gave you a hint of it last week off air, but I can just say it can be scary, the possibilities.
Okay. All right. I approve of scary. You can find me at MadMike48883 on the Twitter machine. Also, look for me on the @Mayhem Show Twitter feed when I live tweet shows with the hashtag MM. Also, please check out 32 Manias of Mike on our YouTube feed. I believe does that also come in the super feed, Sorg, or no?
That was in the super feed, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you can also check it out audio if you don't want to stare at this gorgeous face for 20 minutes for 32 times in a row. And you can also please go to our Facebook group. We still have the bracket open for WrestleMania Madness. You can vote on your favorite WrestleMania, and you can see which WrestleMania you think is the best because I divided it up into brackets for you.
Heads up, I was in there messing a little bit with some of the settings today, and I think if I've done this right, we should have restored the show to Spreaker.
Excellent.
So one more place that you can get us over there.
Yes. Absolutely. I love it. Alrighty. So for Sorgatron, I'm Mad Mike, and we will see you next week on the Midweek